Welcome back to the first semifinals of the American Conference. This is promising to be one of the biggest barn burners we've seen. Both of these guys, Ked and Lulnenko, are not only intimately familiar with each other's Hearthstone styles, but they're also some of the best players in the world, flat out. So this is going to be an amazing match. It's going to be super high quality, and we're definitely looking forward to that. Before we get into it, let me remind you to drop a like on the video to support these competitors, because this is going to be a big one. This might be the match of the tournament candidate, and it's going to be a day to remember. And also subscribe to TrashcanTV to not miss the conclusion of the tournament, because we have a lot of exciting, high-pressure stakes games to come. But getting into this, JJ, what are we looking at?
Well, Ked is bringing his Tempo Demon Hunter, Gallopon Rogue, and Zoo Warlock, and his Face Hunter's banned. Lulnenko is bringing his Gallopon Rogue, Highlander Hunter, Quest Warlock, and his Bomb Warrior is naturally banned.
So we see two somewhat unique decks in the Zoo Warlock and the Quest Warlock. Both those Warlocks are kind of like unique in their.
I feel like we've seen at least one other Quest Warlock. This is definitely the only just straight up Zoo Warlock we've had.
Not even wrong. Didn't Smiley Doggy play it? Doesn't Smiley Doggy also play a Quest Warlock?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But someone played a Galakrond Zoo Warlock.
Yep.
And I very famously played a Highlander Zoo Warlock.
Very famously. Now Lulnenko, of course, made a lot of switches to his lineup. He's notorious for having taken full advantage of that clause, because he damn near switched out everything. And
hey, I mean, why not, right?
He's debuting some new ideas, including this Rogue. Galakrond Rogue, which he's got in hand right now.
Not only is it a mirror, but also their hands look similar.
Yes, absolutely. So right away.
Yeah, both players with a stealth package. Both players having Greyheart Sages in their starting hands.
It's going to be Scaveteer on Scaveteer Violence popping off on the board relatively soon. Flick is a big pick up there for Lulnenko.
Oh yeah, we've seen Flick do crazy things before.
Yeah.
Remember that Shield of Galakrond?
I remember that play. That was insane. And Sage into Sage presumably is going to be very much a no-use situation on the board. And we're going to see the Shadow Stab here. Ked trying to draw all the cards of this deck.
Now, interesting point here. Ked could have attacked if he wanted to, because he did have the Spy Mistress on hand that he could have played next turn, but decides not to. I guess giving him more mana after the draw.
And there we go. Both of them just getting all the value. I'm assuming we're going to see another Sage and then another Sage after that. Sage and Miscreant here seems quite sensible. You're gonna praise Galakrond instead.
Yeah, I guess. Because you can play the Sage and the Lackey and the Spy Mistress, so
full hands, and we're in for a treat already. This is looking to be a phenomenal match. Mana Worm is a decent pickup, but it could have been better.
You can definitely backstab the Greyheart Sage if you feel like it.
Yeah.
Though then I would have preferred to invoke or praise Galakrond not on the Scaveteer, but on the Greyheart Sage.
Especially now, given we had the Mana Worm come up after.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, a slight instructive moment there, and a bit of a reason to play the Sage before you invoke.
Yeah.
Because I guess you could argue the other way around. You want to see the Lackey first. This way, the Mana Worm with one less attack. Lulnenko going right away to town is going to take that out.
See, that is how you backstab a 3-health minion and kill it.
Exactly, that's how you do it. Doesn't decide to hugify the questing adventure just yet, but he did almost right in response to that pick up another one that is probably going to hit the board soon.
Yeah, I mean, he can still play Pharaoh Cat and backstab the Lackey if he feels like it, leaving him with a 5/5 questing adventurer, and still has a Seal Fate on hand to kill the Mana Worm at any point. And of course, nobody, Mana Worm seems like a very strong card. Ooh.
He does go big.
Mana Worm does seem like a good card, but there's not that many spells in the Rogues, so it's not even that worrying.
Look the Rogue to use the Shadow Stabs for value a lot in this. We're used to so many years the Shadow Stabs being used for tempo, damage pushing. They're using it for value here. Just get another cat, another point of stats on the Adventurer.
And then we're gonna see here the push for Lackey, trying to maybe get something to kill the Adventurer with.
Kobold for easy trade. For a very convenient trade also does not happen.
Yeah. Lake of Madness wasn't uninteresting, but I could see why you wouldn't do it.
And now he's gonna Shadow Step that, get himself another spell. Optimally, it will be Backstep, clears the board perfectly. He might pick Shadow Step just to be able to kill the Adventurer.
Yeah, Shadow Step's definitely an option there. It's kind of like the same idea as just Shadow Stepping it before, right? You just keep going.
And he's doing it again, still looking for Backstep, which would still be the perfect. And yeah, I can keep doing this all day.
Not to mention that the mana worm gets bigger.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, that's... He decides, yeah, to keep
hold it there.
Hand. It's interesting.
That was a nice play by Ked there. Just
of course, if he does get his Tog on 6, he can use the free lackey with him. Another questing adventure on the hand there for lulnenko.
Go right back to it. Maybe it's lulnenko. Seems like it.
Yeah, with the Praise Galakrond, the lackey, the coin if you feel like it. You know, there's a lot of stuff you could do. Of course, the Ethereal would have been optimal because then you could have done the Shadow Step shenanigans as well, potentially.
2-3 is a pretty decent value. It's River Proclus, could take it. Ked, full hand. And Seal decides to take it a bit easier, just drop a shield. Nope, right back to the madness of cycles.
If it feels like it, he can get another reroll.
I think you might like the Plague of Madness here.
Yeah, and I mean, given the board, it makes a lot of sense. Now, you have to consider that your opponent then also gets the knife. So you gotta be a bit careful with what you play there, but it's definitely sensible.
Just Shadow Stepping and Ethereal back and forth with questing Adventure on the board is a legitimate idea in this deck, by the way, because the chances of you picking up a Shadow Step is not insignificant by any means.
Yeah, and then of course keeping the mana worm in mind that he had there before. There's definitely some situations where it can be really good. It seems that we're gonna see some rush, maybe. There isn't really that much in terms of big plays there, so it seems that Ked is going for just getting some of his cards out of the hand. Put Satanic Lackey on the Goblin Lackey. Oof. Yeah.
And there's a potion. But not the potion, the Plague of Madness.
Yes.
Making good use of those poisons there. I also like how he put the taunt on the Lackey.
Did he just hit the wrong minion there accidentally? Or did he...
I'm not sure if that was intended. Now that the minions... I think he might have been playing some 5-dimensional chess. Thinking that I'm putting taunt on Lackey and then you hit it with your poison, I'm protecting my dudes. Or I'm putting both your guys to 1 health so that they both run into the Lackey, into the taunt.
Yeah, I think you would have definitely wanted to kill the cat there.
I think so, yeah. It might have not been the correct explanation. Lulnenko now coming in with some tempo himself. There's Cobalt, he obviously also now has the weapon. It looks like he's actually dealing some damage here to the face, decides to be the first one to go, and notably holds his weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you could push it for face, but that's not really great, and there's no good trade.
So this weapon is way too valuable, and there's my first target. Potentially.
Yeah. And of course, Ked playing around it smartly, not getting extra health.
Everything gets taunt.
Because sometimes people push a lot of health on one minion, and then poison happens, and you're like, okay.
You get taunt, and you get taunt.
Yeah, I mean, very sensible.
How about we flick a Titanic Lack? Is that too much to ask for?
Probably I think if you flick there, you probably flick the shield. We've seen some very good flicking of shields of Galakrond.
We've seen some good shield flickery, that's true. And look who shows up.
Yeah. By the way, Generous won a very awkward card to get off a Feral Cat in any situation, but I think against Rogue in particular.
Yeah.
Like, that hurts. Yeah. Like, you don't want your opponent to get their Quest Gate Adventure even huger.
Nope. You do not want that. Cost reduction, even one in that deck is could be fatal.
Because you get so many small cards, right? You get the Lackey Gen.
Absolutely.
Like for what, 2 or 3 mana, and then you get the Lackeys for free.
I like how he makes the Lackey happen here with the Seal Fate, just setting up that Tog Wiggle next turn, knows how he wants to play it, so I do appreciate
and
foresight.
Greyheart Sage is potentially a good target, or the Reborn Grand Mummy also.
Now you see the Galakrond draw from Ked. That is massive.
Especially since he has Kronks. That's what it's called. Kronks on his hand.
Imagine if it was Gonk.
It's just Gonk the Raptor.
Remember Gonk the Raptor?
I do remember Gonk the Raptor.
Popped off with Gonk on its first day of release. I mean, we made the deck of decks.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was good times. Go back and watch it. It's been a while. Rastakan's release, go check it out. We did good with Gonk. But
gonk the raptor.
No Galakrond this turn. Gonna keep invoking him.
Maybe fair enough. You don't necessarily.
No, I think you just want the full value. I mean, you're taking it easy. You like your position right now.
I feel like, especially in the mirror, you kind of really want to get every single piece of value that you can, because you know if you don't, your opponent will.
Yeah, this is a very tough match. Very tough mirror to gauge who really is on top and who isn't, like who's ahead, because stuff swings so fast and you have so many kind of twitchy cards in your deck. It's a very, very complicated game, a very complicated matchup. And I like what Ked's doing, just putting stuff down, you know, and just saying, I'm going to put a little bit of pressure through that face.
Yeah,
also.
and I guess we're going to see lulnenko just evolve the Grand Mummy here, maybe hit into like a first even,
Yeah,
and then just go from there. I don't think you want to evolve the Spy Mistress. That seems like a poorer choice.
that's doubtful.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Going to use it right now. And expect the, yes, there we go, Heist Baron.
And I guess we're just going to see Wanderer's Wand here. Crown is possible. The other ones rarely are.
Wand is generally the pick.
He's thinking about it. And you know what?
The pick.
I think it's also just a good thought to just like slow down for a second. Just
Yep.
would I rather have 2 random legendaries here? Well, 2 copies of a random legendary. No.
Oh, I want the wand. My hand isn't full, I'll draw.
But no, I mean, I'm just saying, like in these sorts of situations, like tournament, high pressure situation, you might not want to snap pick intuitively what is.
It might be big
like the best.
Galakrond time, and of course, first priority is killing the Tog Waggle. Use your poison weapon, maybe? Save a charge?
Oh!
He's scheming. He's scheming.
Especially with the Galakrond just drawing them for free.
But why do you not attack first?
I mean,
You
yeah,
want to just roll it into the face?
I agree. Why not attack first? But dude, just like, alright, not free. 1 mana Ice Baron.
Yeah.
Get a wand. Get free Ice Barons.
Get free Heist Barons? Holy cow! And now you hit it with the non-poison weapon. Why not use the previous weapon?
Yeah, I think it was a straight up misplay. I think he might have been too hyped about his incredible value there.
I think so. He only did draw the one though. There's no more, right? Or is there any more?
He drew 1 more, but he also has the wand. But he doesn't also not have that much hand.
Well, it's gonna get flicked, I'm assuming now, so you can't.
Oh, yeah.
You can't allow that to go anywhere. And there's even the idea for lulnenko, by the way, if he doesn't kill him there, and he doesn't draw any himself, to flick your own Tog Waggle because your opponent has 5 of it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Galakrond coming off of the wand himself. And this is a true mirror match, you can just tell, because it's happening. And there goes all the Waggles. They're gone.
Ooh, right. The Galakrond
Galakrond
is not that far along.
Not fully invocated
I mean, it just needs 1 more.
just yet.
Also, by the way, interesting to see that both players are bringing the post-nerf Galakrond there.
Still thinking it's good. He's gonna play it down, saying I need to catch up.
I mean, he realized he still has a weapon, right? Like,
Don't worry about it. I still get the weapon. And those are actually pretty good pickups for Galakrond. And now we might just see one come down here.
coin the shield maybe to just get some board. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. See, we even take the trade on board, saying I'm gonna keep the value of this weapon right at home.
Speaking of value, if you want to be really nasty, you could even Shadow Step the Flick.
And it looks like that's what's happening. There we go.
It's kind of a nasty play because you're like, okay, I'm going to disable another one of your tools.
It's big value.
Of course, the problem is most things that you can flick will also die in your deck.
Yeah.
Unless you've already played them.
There's the wand from Ked. Of course, we know there's no Togs. There's no Togs. It's big.
There's a Flick.
There's his own Flick.
And an Edwin.
Which could be large. That could be a large man.
We have Pharaoh Cat, we have Greyheart Sage. If you want, although hand space is tough. But yeah, Scaveteer, Cat, and you're still having 5 mana left over? What is that? That's a big old whelp.
That's a big old whelp.
Works.
You make a big Edwin. Force him to flick it.
Oh, Restless Mode. Yeah, and thereby losing your own Flick in the process. I mean, your own Edwin in the process. Which, you know, not the worst thing in the world, but...
I think that's exactly what's happening here. Everything down except for the Flick. Yeah, there's a 14-14 man. And there goes damage to the face. Cat saying, let's go for it. Here we are.
And imagine if Ked still had a 5-1 weapon up, right?
Here's how you become immortal if you're lulnenko, right? You sit back, you play your board, and you just ping the Edwin with your face. You just snap it off like that, like saying, yeah, I'm good. Seems a bit like an insane play. I kind of doubt it a little bit.
Yeah, if he could have gotten himself somehow like a spell that gives him a card from another class, and he could have found Blur or something.
Yeah, Blur.
Or Timeout.
I understand.
Timeout's not set anymore. Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah, it's flicking time. Get him out of here. Needs to go.
I mean, it's fair enough. That's the correct play.
Kills his own admin. You can't take 14 to the noggin. Not in this situation. We're getting close, by the way. Those decks are shrinking fast.
Yeah, at which point it's quite noteworthy maybe that they're just one card difference there, so, you know, drawing very consistently.
Look at next to draw, it'll be equally matched. How many toggle schemes do these guys have? Do you know this by heart?
I don't know them by heart. There's too many decks to worry about here.
Because there might be a lot of Kronk's schemery for the late game. Because you have to really think, this is such a complicated matchup, and I hope this is not going to be the absolute brain buster for these guys right away, because it's the first game, and they decided to open up on one like this, where just there's so many things to think about and compute, and everything matters. Sometimes I'm glad they do this, and I just play Pirate Warrior. I just pick up a big weapon, and I hit him, and I do a lot of damage. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, we've definitely seen people also make mistakes with those decks before.
True.
Myself included.
Yeah, it's true.
So
got kind of unlucky spoiler in your semifinal match against Razvan.
Yeah.
There's some dubious choices involved. Which, if you haven't seen it, go watch it for sure. It was a great match with Ryukuma, one of the best players we have in our community, as commentary, as guests. So that was a big one.
Is it a valid strategy not to draw to prevent fatigue?
You played the Sage without drawing there, after attacking with Spy Mistress, so Ked would agree with you.
Yeah, because I just thought of that when I saw the Sage on hand. I was like, do you really want to draw with that few cards in your deck?
Tough.
And give your opponent like 2 rounds of, yeah. Because I think this is the point in the game where you just don't draw. Optimally, you shuffle. As a matter of fact, Ethereal Lackeys are a good way to maybe get more schemes.
Pick up your next Sinister Strike or Head Crack.
I don't hate any of them. I think Head Crack, depending on how long the game goes, could be really sneakily good.
Hero Power to Cobalt Lackey has one off lethal.
Actually,
like he has... No, he doesn't have Cobalt. Okay, Felfin. Wait, Hero Power to Cobalt now? Is that winning?
Wait, he has 8?
Because you deal 8 from the...
11... 13, 14, 15, 17, 18 with Praise,
and then
20 with Cobalt.
20 with Cobalt, yeah, not quite. Not quite. It's getting dangerously close.
I think I would have liked Head Crack maybe over... I guess you can play more cards if you pick Sinister, but... But yeah, I mean, good point. Always check with your lethals.
It's getting close. Definitely want to get the hero power in. And you see him rope there. Just about got everything out. Just about got it. Trade, double trading.
And of course,
I guess. Seal this up.
I was about to say, with Kronks, there's always the option to just clear the board at any given point.
Put a big taunt down too if we wanted to.
Yeah. Though, arguably, big taunt less interesting because of the weapon.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, lulnenko still holding on to the poison weapon.
Still hanging on. He's gonna keep that for a very special occasion. That could be a good idea.
Seal the fate of the Furious Felfin.
We're gonna see another value flick of the shield.
You know what would be hilarious would be if he somehow sends the Draconic Lackeys and inflict his own, but that wouldn't even get him anywhere.
Yeah, no.
Also, again, not the point, but yeah. You can just go for the shield there.
It's such a cat and mouse game too. Do I hold my flick to flick whatever he's gonna scheme? It's insane. Laxodrad's a good pickup. He's gonna like that in the fatigue game too.
Yeah, and we have...
Yeah, it feels like Cat is kind of taken taking this match.
Yeah, but Lulnenko just has to find a little bit more damage. We said it before.
Yeah,
He still,
there's a taunt.
He still has 15 points of damage he can push at any given point. Kind of. Ooh, cold blood. So his face can go into the taunt.
Yeah.
Then he has 2 on board. He has 11 on hand, which is 13. Cold blood makes that 17. He still hasn't hero powered. It's possible to find a lethal here. It's not likely, but it's possible. In which case, next turn, next play will be hero power. See if you can get another ethereal, get another cold blood or something.
Another draconic. A lot of chances to pick up an Alexstrasza, but you also have to worry about your own health at this point because you're staring down damage.
They're not gonna win with Alexstrasza because you have to push the damage on a second turn. That's too slow. Generous Weapon is an interesting card because at this point there's not that much your opponent can do, right? A lot of the cheap stuff has already been played.
I think Lulnenko will have to resign to this and actually start, using this damage for board clearance, which is not optimal, not what you would love to do, but it has to be done to survive here.
Oof.
Instantly picks up the Deathwing. Like, I'm not even considering Wax Dragon, I didn't even see the third dragon. Deathwing is going to be it. And instantly knows Dormo too. He was roping there, so he had to go kind of fast.
I mean, the Deathwing is an interesting pick. He had Ysera and Waxadred as options.
Is Ysera? Okay.
I think it was Ysera.
I didn't even see the third one. He picked it so fast.
Yeah, dude, like...
And here comes the Value Train, are rolling right into Lulnenko town. And he might have to actually play this Deathwing.
He knows he doesn't have a lot of... Okay.
Strong.
I mean, Kronk's clears. Kronk's clears it. That he deals 5 to all, you can hit 1 in the face and Kronk's clears. That's very possible.
You don't want Trunks for the board clear.
But you're not going to discard him.
No. Can't. This is amazing. This is a nail biter already. First game.
I mean, it's Annihilation, obviously, yeah. I think it's a good use. It's not what you want to do. And Waxadred is especially rough because of the small deck size.
This is amazing. This is an amazing game, dude. What the hell is happening?
Ooh. 1 mana...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say
Turn
1 mana rogue spells.
machine. You're hearing it. There's the Waxadred. Right on time. There he's back. And yeah, the decks are running low here.
Notably, both players not particularly low, but also particularly high on health. So, with all the discoveries for damage, I guess 8/8 for Kronks here.
Time to go for real and push.
I think you can go for the 8/8, and then still play the Evis if you feel like it. Because then your opponent is at 12 if you have an 8/8, a 7/5, and a 6/6.
This is so complex. Jeez.
I think summoning the 8/8 here seems very good. Because then also we get in a situation where we might where Deathwing might just be forced.
Just have no
which is rough. I guess Evis plus Kronks can kill the 8/8. But then you still have to deal with the other two, which is I think the 8/8 might have been the correct choice there, but he decides to clear the opposing Kronks instead.
The Kronks off, take it easy. He has no cards in this deck.
And that might be what it comes down to.
Lulnenko running rapidly low.
Prep Sinister Strike Deathwing. Probably not, but it would be hilarious.
Oh yeah. I think this is Nosdorma time though, is it? No, you can't be Nosdorma time. It's not Nosdorma.
Nosdorma plus Goblin can take out the Waxadred.
Listen, if you're Lulnenko right now, you go. You hit, you play what you said, and you go Deathwing. That's what you do.
Really? Prep Sinister Strike Deathwing?
Yes.
Prep Sinister Strike Evis Deathwing?
Evis Deathwing. Yes.
So that is 7 to the face, 8 with the Lackey, 10 if you include the weapon, and then you have a 12/12.
Needs to be done, man. Ah, God.
I don't think it's a good...
I don't know, man, but like consequentially, what's happening? You know, what is left for your opponent? There's 4 cards on hand and the Waxadred. How does he deal with the Deathwing?
He could have could deal with it by summoning an 8/8 taunt.
The Kronks would be the
And then later getting some sort of faceless in there. It's doable. Ah, yes. Generous Mummy for
That's a good play. That's a good play.
Did he just flip up before I could play the Pilfer? No. He got it out. Aeroponics.
Useless.
Of all the cards you could have gotten, you got card
You
draw.
wouldn't mind sacking that to your Deathwing. And Ked, with all the opportunity now, what is he going to do?
I mean, I feel like you have... I still feel like he has to get the big gaunt out, right? Especially now that it's cheaper, you can also still play some other stuff with it. You could now play Kronks and Faces in the same turn. Though it's not that great either.
This is tough.
Dragon Ball Poacher is possible.
They're big. I mean, they're huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you get a lot of other chances to play them, I suppose. Well, he's gonna hit the one in the face rather than into the 5/1.
Yeah, to the face, and then you put them, make it a faceless.
I suppose, but what do you trade it into, right? Because if you trade it into the Generous Mummy, I guess it's just so you don't have to transform anything else. Yeah.
This is absolutely sick, and Lulnenko has the Deathwing on hand and nothing in deck. This is coming down to the last play.
I guess it's gonna still be perhaps Sinister Strike before you Deathwing, because you might as well, but yikes.
He's gonna just drop the big one.
And I think that wins him, right?
So the Waxed Red comes back, you get Kronks with the 8/8.
Right, the 8/8. You can hit your face in the 8/8 if you need to, but there's not gonna be any... Oh.
I feel like Ket should win this.
I think it depends a little bit on the lackeys, but...
Okay, so you play the 6s with the 8/8.
Wait, you hit your face... If you're Lulnenko, you hit your face into the 8/8, right?
Yeah.
And you hit the Deathwing in face and he dies from fatigue.
Does that from fatigue? Does he draw 3 already?
I think so. Where is it? Last fatigue was 2, yeah.
So he has to put the damage. He has to actually do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 4/4. That's nothing.
That's rough.
What is this game?
But he does have lethal aboard now, so obviously hero power for Lulnenko is the immediate play. But I doubt there's much that he can do. Your faces is probably not it. If it's a taunt...
If it's a taunt? Is it a taunt?
I mean, he can still, at the very least, hit the Waxed Red and live a turn.
Yeah, no. What a match.
If he hits the Waxed Red with the Deathwing, he gets a turn because it doesn't have charge, so...
A 4/4 with face.
So he takes 5 to the face, and takes 1 from fatigue, or was it 2? So he would still live. Like, Lulnenko can make a play so he does not immediately die.
What is happening?
But also he probably still will not win, is the problem. Especially because the counterplay is just to kill the Deathwing. But again, I think that's the only play he has.
Is face, you have to try it, yeah.
Hit the Deathwing into the Waxed Red and maybe even hit the face into the Dragoncaster. Oh yeah, hit the face into the Dragoncaster. Otherwise you lose. Because if you don't hit the face into the Dragoncaster, then now the 2 minions just go into Deathwing and you have nothing.
You have nothing, yeah. Let's see what Lackey here rolls. What's Lulnenko's next fatigue draw?
Lulnenko's next fatigue draw is 2, which means if he could have gotten Cobalt, he would have won. That being Ked getting Cobalt would have won.
Oh, he picks up the rush on the Waxed Red here with the Goblin. That's big, and now everything gets cleared up. Except for Chill.
No, he just goes face. But yeah, now I doubt there's an out for...
Yeah, now this is over.
Which is why I said he would have to hit the Dragoncaster without the Lackey that would have definitely been
this is now
case.
And even if you did, then it wouldn't have mattered because the Goblin Lackey gave him rush.
Yeah, no, but if he had gotten Goblin Lackey, though then of course Cobalt Lackey would have been lethal.
This is over. Unreal.
Is there any 3-drop that saves him? No.
No, Desert Hair. Wow. I don't know what to say about this. This is the game of the tournament, and it's the first game of the match.
Ah, yes.
I am just blown away. Ked with the 1-0 lead in a marathon of a match.
Have I ever said that I really like mirror matches?
What a brilliancy, dude.
Because mirror matches is where it really comes down to the intricacies and how you build the counter strategies.
Everything coming together. How well the two guys know each other too. It's everything. And Ked with an absolute brilliancy taking it 1-0.
Because in other situations you have a more aggressive deck, so obviously you push harder than your opponent. But in the mirror match, you really have to evaluate what is the current position in the game, who's ahead, what resources does who have.
With that particular rogue, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Blown away. By the way, this tournament, this whole thing is sponsored by Beverage. Consume beverage. Consume the product. That is beverage. TrashcanTV does not condone the consumption of alcohol by humans in any way, shape, or form.
It does appear that, first of all, Ked's hand is being displayed a little buggy to us, but he also has a lot of 1-drops.
The TrashcanTV Corporation is not to be held liable for any personnel or property damage that results from the consumption of beverage. Enjoy responsibly, or don't, but consume it. Alright, we have Warlock and lulnenko is gonna go right back to what he's played for the last half hour.
Huh.
Saying, I got it. He's a big aggressive, just like, I like this from Kid. I'm just gonna start pumping stuff out.
Interesting, I might have just gone straight up with double battle mages, but...
Double backstab, dude. Just the answers. He's not even gonna use the second one. He's gonna hold that for the second battle mage.
I mean, you could play battle mage and Guardian Orc Merchant.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he probably will. The question is he going to Guardian Orc Merchant the Voidwalker or the Battle Mage?
The cat, too.
The cat if you want to trade. I don't think this is the time to trade necessarily, though you could hit the Voidwalker into the cat and the Guardian Orc Merchant to kill it.
Leave your minions unkillable by Scam tier?
Yeah. Dude.
This is gonna be a good match. We already know it.
Though it is a bit of a mismatch in that, of course, one of them is a very aggressive deck, the other one is the more controlling, slower deck, so...
This game, for sure. Does take the trade there, comes the Battle Mage.
See, I don't know how I feel about taking the slow plays here, because...
You can play, it's probably the fastest tempo play could make. Or the most aggressive tempo play could make.
It's not the most aggressive play, it might be the best tempo play, yeah.
And he sees the second backstab with horror there in the hand.
I mean, I think yes, but also on the other hand, you might be kind of happy that at least you don't have to worry about those anymore. I guess unless Ethereal Lackey would, you know.
Yeah.
Ooh. Flame Imp. You'll love to see it.
Love to see it. Voidwalker 2?
I mean...
It's top.
You don't have to worry about backstabs right at this moment. Or at least not as much as you would if your opponent still had some, so... I think this might be the best time to play a Flame Imp. Once you've seen a bunch of Ethereal Lackeys, you can worry again.
It's kind of up for choice, I think, really. Give me one.
I mean, one is a 3-2, the other one's a 1-3.
And it's top. And it doesn't deal 3 to you. But if you believe you can stick this, yeah, Flame seems like a good idea. I like how Ken is taking his time, though. Just chilling, making decisions, making sure he's making the right call and everything. And that's how he's supposed to play. Especially at a high level. Eva's coming in.
I think we're gonna see Ethereal Lackey come down now.
It's time to fish for these backstabs.
Late Flurry is surprisingly unhorrible if you get to the mid game, but I think I might have liked Bamboozle there.
Blade Flurry and Deadly Poison is important. But now at least with Deadly Poison you can clear this entire board.
Which I guess is what he was going for.
Yeah.
Bamboozle is interesting because we've definitely seen Ked trade before. And potentially getting like a huge minion early on could allow you to lock down the board, which of course would be devastating for
I like how this looks for lulnenko, but Ked at least picks up the Vulture.
Matron discards the highest cost card, right?
Yeah.
Really awkward.
You don't want to get rid of your Vulture. You want that for your Hand of Gul'dan, obviously.
I think you just tap here and see what you get. Because you can really keep you play Vulture and Flame Imp next turn.
Can you afford to not play here?
I think it's rough, but also like you don't want to discard the Vulture, and I don't think you want to drop the Vulture either. So
at least making dedicated resources to the Vulture, like keep tempo, right? I mean, if you tap, it's just too slow, too passive, and you lose out.
Because you tap, and you could have still gotten like a 1-drop. I don't think there's too many 2-drops in this one, but yeah.
Yeah, great. Vulture needs to go, says lulnenko, and
Obviously.
he's absolutely right. Seal Fate, and kind of unfortunately drawn there timing-wise.
Ah, yes, Brightwing.
Brightwing. The value machine.
Given that he had exactly 3 mana, I think that was the right choice.
And a rough one. See, that is what was missing in that mirror match. The Rafam of the Brightwing.
And there's the Everlock. Speaking of few 2-drops,
Yep.
there is the one.
There's the one.
I think it might be the only one. I looked at the deck list just before the match, and most of the 1-drops stuck out to me. Yes. Guarantee that he discards the Soulfire there. I think it's guaranteed. I think it takes the cost at the moment they're on your hand, not the base cost.
So a bit of a push. No cards on hand.
And Ice Baron possible this turn.
Ice Baron active.
That being said, you can deal more effectively with the board if you Seal Fate right now. And then you still have the Draconic Lackey for Ice Baron next turn if you feel like it. Though...
We'll clear everything up, you do that, but Ice Baron is tempting to play.
Yeah. I guess we'll just see 1 again.
Yeah.
Though Crown is even more possible, I think, against aggro.
Yeah. Just a defensive option. Hope you pick up a big Tom.
Yeah, though it's always awkward when you rely on them, you don't.
And now Cat needs to really start pushing this button.
Oh, yes.
The carpet. You've heard of him.
Yeah! Dude, I love the carpet.
It's good carpet. Carpet's good.
They played Carpet Locked in Rise of Shadows.
Carpet is a good card.
And then, of course, it's a key card in the Sinsavius Buldum in the Highlander Zoo Warlock. Which is a valid deck. Come at me.
Allegedly.
I have a positive tournament record with it.
True, yeah, true.
And I'm pretty sure I also have a positive ladder record with it.
Cat, Spy Mistress, and Evis is not exactly the cards you wanted to see there.
Yeah, no.
But it might be serviceable. I mean, you're winning the value game a lot.
I was about to say, it works very well with what he has, though.
Yeah. Ooh, perhaps Seal Fate.
Prep Seal Fate Evis, and you can kill the Carpet. Though, with no minions on hand, I don't think the Carpet is as much of a priority. Carpet is very strong when you have a full grip, and it's just... There's almost guaranteed to be like 5 1-drops in there. But with an empty hand, it's not that worrying.
He's building board of cells saying, I can start dealing damage faster than you.
Scrap Imp is
that is the worst thing you want
I think Scrap Imp, by the way, is an awkward inclusion, because oftentimes you don't have that much hand. That's probably the worst.
But if you get it on 1 or 2, it's really strong.
Yeah.
You can win games.
But especially post-nerf, I don't think it's necessarily tough. A worthy inclusion that way. Interesting note of keeping the Merchant for the Hand of Gul'dan.
Capping at lulnenko is Cat knowing he's going to lose this game. We're going to be tied up at 1 here. And yeah, we're in for a promising fight between those two guys.
Oh yeah, and dude, lulnenko just like playing so many cards before it puts down the Edwin.
He's churning.
Making some board space so I can actually play the Edwin later on.
Yeah, give me another.
Well, Drake with a huge hand is great.
Everything. Yeah, I mean, the world is always for this point. This game's over.
It sure seems like it.
And yeah, Kid will have to resign this. There's no saving this. At that point.
Yeah, no, there is no 3-drop that can save you there.
So we're gonna be tied up at 1. And yeah. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, dude.
Going right back. We've seen both these rogues just popping off. They've been going crazy with their combos there. So that's what that rogue can do for you in good situations.
Yeah, now of course we gotta see how both players fare without the rogues, because
Consume beverage, consume product. We have a warlock left for both people. Couldn't be more different.
Very different warlocks, yeah. And the now 6-time North Tempo Demon Hunter for Kid.
Yeah.
That might actually be a real number. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
it's 6 or 7. I think.
And then lulnenko, of course, with the Highlander Hunter. I do like me some Highlander Hunter.
Yeah, it's a good card. It's a good deck for sure. You play it a lot. Hey, what do we have here?
We have Quest Warlock versus Tempo Demon Hunter.
You love to see it.
You can tell it's a Quest Warlock by the fact that he's a Quest in his hand.
Quest in effect.
It's my second favorite version of Quest Warlock.
It's the better voice of Quest Warlock.
I like Lakari Sacrifice.
Awful. To the people
I
who
didn't
weren't
say
there,
it's good, but
to
I
the people
like
who
it.
weren't there were quest ones in Angoro, like a few years ago, and the Warlock one was actually like, it was so terrible that it was like playable as a meme.
The worst part is it's not even one of the better discard cards.
No.
Because oftentimes, like, you wouldn't go that long in the disc. If the disco game goes well, you just kill your opponent before the quest is done.
Exactly. And then why play it, right? Spectral Sight there, the one-way ticket to Value Town population camp. Gotta do it in Demon Hunter sometimes. And Umber Wing is, of course, still ready to go.
Yeah, Umberwing is pretty good, potentially.
You can't resist, can you? You got.
How do we feel about another Spectral Sight?
You gotta play it. Value Town. Show the Warlock who draws cards. Do it. Do it. Play it, kid. Nah, he's making the sensible play.
Oh no, why would you make the sensible play?
Exactly.
You
Right?
can even hero power and hit the face there, which probably is right. You want,
Yes, it is.
You want to push damage there.
Damage needs to go.
You still have the one.
Forwards.
You still have the one durability in case you want to play something alongside the Overseer next turn.
Exactly.
Like maybe a Battle Fiend. Double Alex draws on the hand for lulnenko. I think you can just coil one of the Fell Wings if you feel like it. No real
real
reason
now.
not to.
Start keep on cards. Picks up a big blue goose. And
Tap if it feels like it, though. Any point of health you lose against Demon Hunter is rough.
you have to be able to recover. It's time to get that Overseer done and start bringing in the legions of demons here.
Plays. Seems like he's playing the mana burn just for a curve there.
Mana Burn is a very opportune card here. I like this too because you make your big tempo play. Like this is my push. Like limit the opponent's potential for answering. That's a good play.
Now, if he had another coil, he could have, of course, coined the mark and done the very fancy thing
You
there.
might have to
Soulfire?
have the Soulfire and risk discarding something important.
I feel like it's necessary because instead Overseers can go a little bit out of control.
Yeah.
You just don't want to have to deal with it. I think it's fine, you can do it. It doesn't feel great. But yeah.
Plays the coin first. Doesn't want to discard the coin. Instead of demons is gone. That's fine. That's completely acceptable. Could have been much worse than that.
And now, of course, there is a decent target if you feel like it for the Shadowcaster. Though you might rather want to kill it, but also it's not that trivial to do so. Naturally, Bone Troll Brawler is a pretty good play this turn. I don't think you want to play the Troll.
Play the Troll?
I don't think so. I think you'd rather play the Bone Troll. It's basically a better version of it.
Yeah, I agree. Sights the freeze and go.
By the way, I really like the new self-damage package in Demon Hunter with the Bone Troll Brawler and the Arc Merchant.
And look at
Newish.
the Netherwing. Look at that Netherwing.
That's a top deck if I've ever seen one.
Coming in hot for lulnenko. He's like, yeah, I did that.
Though, noteworthy, lulnenko's at 12 health.
At 12 health, because it damages himself. Skull Gul'dan's sitting pretty.
Skull possible, but you might also just want a hero power to kill the Moark and just play the other stuff.
Don't have any direct damage just yet, but he decides to...
So you can play Battle Fiend,
the board.
Gurubashi, and Spectral Sight, and still hero power. And you can still play Skullfulam whenever.
And that'll be...
It's your leftmost card. There's no pressure to play it right now.
That will absolutely be the play. There's an Umberwing and Aug Merchant.
Aug Merchant possible, but I think you'd rather hero power to kill the Moark, and Orc Merchant the Berserker next turn.
Yeah, I think so, if it lives.
I'm assuming it probably doesn't, but... Though, there's actually a good argument to be made to just kill the Battle Fiend.
Big taunt here for lulnenko. Yeah,
Yeah. Question is, which one do you kill?
that one.
I can see the argument for the Battle Fiend.
I
Because
think the Berserker should go.
the Battle Fiend grows more reliably. But yeah.
Aug Merchant is the perfect argument, I think, why Berserker needs to go.
Yeah, but there's like two of them, right? Ooh.
You had some decent pickups now.
Yeah, I think you just start playing from the left of your hand there. play the Satyr Overseer, play the Sigil Runner,
Yeah.
see what you get.
Drop him out and you kill the taunt.
Then you just, like... If you could somehow find another point of face damage, that would be great, but otherwise, you might have to hit the Battlefield in as well.
That's okay.
Actually, no, you could just go Twin Slice, Second Slice. Oh no, then you can't hero power anymore. Never mind, yeah. Twin Slice, hero power, and... Because I was about to say Orc Merchant, but that doesn't quite work. No, but I think you start by playing the Satyr Overseer because you want that white board
That
again.
extra guy, yeah.
And then you could play the Sigil Runner because you might as well. It's free and it draws you a card. See, that was awkward. Now you can't play the Sigil Runner.
You can't even play the Slice.
Yeah, but why would you?
Slice.
Why would you play the Slice?
For more attack.
Why would you want more attack?
More damage.
Why would you want more damage?
More damage is better.
No, if you put it doesn't matter if you put someone to -1 or to 0.
Yeah, but you could. But if you could deal more damage,
I think having an extra 1/1 here and having drawn a card would have been better
that's a whole lot to it.
for Ken. I don't see the upside to doing it this way. Just must admit that's straightforward. Moark Rain of Fire is possible, but that's unnecessary. I think you just trade. Trade leaves you with the same result on the board.
And you can tap. Do you tap? It's a territory, right? Tap or no tap?
I don't think you tap against Demon
Yes,
Hunter.
lulnenko.
Interesting part of playing Rain, of course, will be to also push a little bit of extra damage with effectively putting your opponent down to 13.
No action, just taking the trades.
I guess start playing your hand from left again, huh?
Yeah. Do damage. That's what you do best, you're Demon Hunter.
Shadow Weaver, Second Slice, finally play the Sigil Runner, see what you get.
Adapt.
You could also play from the other side and just
Yeah, play however way
just
you want to.
kill-
Full hand.
kill another one with the Orc
Yeah.
Merchant, then buff the Orc Merchant for one of the 1/1s,
Yeah.
though Orc Merchant is the better target.
You can play your full hand here, just drop everything down, who cares?
I mean, I definitely would try to draw as early as possible, just to see what you get, to maybe adjust your play.
Battle Mage down, do you like that oversight kick?
I don't think, given that there is some very good targets,
You might hold both these minions,
Yeah.
I like that idea.
just push the damage.
I like the idea, you wanna just
Play around clears.
the board clears. And there's a lot of them, we know there's Twisting Nether, there is the Rain of Fire, and the Dark Skies.
Yeah, does Dark Skies do enough right now?
Dark Skies right now does, yes, does it perfectly.
Because then obviously that's the play. Temple Zephyrus?
Temple Zephyrus.
We love to see it.
You love to see it. Unless when you don't. I can say this from experience, spoilers, in my semifinals against Sparrowhawk, he played Temple Zephyrus twice.
No!
Without effect. And I was always happy to see it. I was like, yeah, that's a good sign. I generally like seeing Temple Zephyrus.
Call it out both times, like, what?
Yeah.
That does not compute.
It's a smart play if you have to, right? Because,
You're playing against aggro, you need the board, yeah.
yeah, you lose more immediately if you don't.
Like, what is the perfect card right now?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Bloodfin Raptor.
Zephyrus, man, the minion. I gotta play it down. So, yeah, I was happy to see it though, because I was like, hey man, this guy does not have answers on his hand. I might beat him. You know, I might get it. And Ket is deep in the tank.
I mean,
Right.
I guess play everything, buff the battlefield,
So,
push 2 to the face.
there's a lot of big dragons on Lulnenko that will help you. That will help him stabilize this story here.
Yeah, Alexstrasza, the regular one, is very good for healing him, especially if Ket decides to push 2 more damage to the face this turn. That becomes even more appealing because it heals you 9 at that point.
Becomes almost mandatory to play. Don't want to get in any sort of big trouble.
But that's pretty much how I would have played it, and then now the Zephyrus will kill something, presumably.
That will be a plot twist if I've ever seen one. But that's not going to be the game. That's not going to be the play, I would imagine.
I mean, you could Moark, Rain of Fire, plot twist? That's weird.
I like the Alex, just...
Yeah, I think it's sensible.
You don't want to take...
Next turn you can play the other Alex and get one of the dragons to be played on the same turn if you have the opening to do it.
If I could pick up.
That's a good Orc Merchant as well.
Not what you want there, though. Like,
yeah, no, but...
one that can add at their skull.
It's a very good target for it, I think. The 3-health
the
Battlefield.
Battlefield definitely is a good target. And right away we go to dealing damage again.
And back down to 8.
Right back to where we came from. Nether Breath is big.
How do you feel about Rain of Fire, Moark, Rain of Fire, and Nether Breath? Go back to 16 health, clear the board, and still
now notably
push 8 to the face.
The Nether Breath doesn't go on the same turn as Malagos. If it did, that'd be poggers.
I don't see why
just gonna be breath there. Yeah.
I don't see why you would want to clear here, but yeah.
Because it's not necessary. He's gonna shuffle this. Okay. Twisting that right back there. Soulfire still there. Card back. And Rain of Fire.
Yeah, I can tell you what that is.
What is it?
That is the one that heals you 4 when you draw it, because he drew it and he healed 4.
Oof.
I don't know why it doesn't show it in spectating mode, but that's what it is.
Is it because when it gets drawn to the opponent, it's animated so that it's facing?
I think it has something to do with it being revealed, but I don't think it's literally turned around. I don't think the game is considering all of it.
It seems like it would just literally be turned around. And the
game is not programmed to be 3-dimensional.
If we weren't spectating him, it would be in the right way. But except anything else, is that what it is? Got it. Malagoose and Soulfire, huh? That is enough, my dude.
Oh, right.
That is GG's, says lulnenko.
Yes, 9 points of damage.
Big blue goose.
I believe it's a dragon.
Dragons are birds, geese are birds, dragons are geese. There we go.
Dragons are not birds, and even then it would still be a false equivalence.
Dragons are not birds. He's got goose in his name. And
no, he does not.
Yes, he does. And lulnenko leads 2-1. What do you mean he doesn't? Yeah, he does.
No, he does not.
Mally? Goose.
It's Mally. Ghost.
Well, you pronounce it weird.
It doesn't matter how I pronounce it. Goose is spelled with 2 O's, isn't it?
Well, but you could spell like that. The cool could spell like that. You know, the cool could spell everything that ends in an S and ending in a Z.
I've seen that. I always thought it was really dumb.
Because you're not a cool kid. Otherwise, you'd spell goose with 1 O. I think we've reached a good conclusion here. lulnenko is up 2-1.
And he's playing a deck that I personally like a lot, the Hunter.
Sure, you do play it yourself. So, gotta love his chances to actually take this all the way.
Yeah, I think...
2 shots with that Hunter?
Yeah, I mean, generally when you're up 2-1, your favorite, arguably, but I also think the Hunter is decently good, well-equipped to deal with aggro, while still having the potential to push himself.
Certainly.
Hero power. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not that spirit of that Hunter, but hey.
But the Orc Merchant is really good to deal with small things. You don't want to drop it.
Push the button. That sharpshooter is also something nice, though. You like to see that.
Yeah, I think
could be
Scale Rider or Sharpshooter. You could Orc Merchant Hero power. It would also still kill 1 minion.
Yeah, but you don't get that big.
Yeah, I think you'd rather have the board.
Yeah.
But if you want to be really filthy and just be like, I push damage more well than you do.
Do you call it hero power? Or slice? Yeah, it does. Protect your overseer. I like it. Now sharpshooter will be valuable, of course. Against satyrs. The army of satyrs.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise Griffin would have been possible, but now you can sharpshooter the overseer, and then if you feel like it, you could still Orc Merchant the Felbing.
Yeah. I think that seems to play. You gotta stay on top of this board. You can't let it get out of hand. I totally agree.
You could also Orc Merchant the Sharpshooter. Mm-hmm. I would have preferred Orc Merchanting the Felbing, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. A bit more proactive.
Because the Felbing is very likely going to trade in, or is possibly going to trade into the Sharpshooter, in which case it's the same thing. If the face trades in, it's even worse.
Yep.
So I don't know how I like that one, but yeah.
You wanted to stick his stuff. That's fine. Mana burn being used against? Nope. Yes, maybe. Strategically, yes. From Ked. I like it. I like the way he uses mana burn. Just, I'm putting my board out. I'm gonna make some plays here.
see hitting the face into the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
So at that point, you might have been better off with the Felwing being dead. Would have pushed 2 more damage into the face, effectively. Oh, 1 more damage into the face, effectively.
Yeah. And Griffin at 3 does not kill the 2/5. Desert Spear, though, at least can take out that Satyr.
Interesting thought is hitting the face and using the Locust to kill the Satyr. Not only saving 2 health, but also making sure
This works.
That the Berserker does, or same idea as what I said, because the Berserker doesn't have a target.
Exactly.
You've seen one Orc Merchant already. You don't need that Berserker to grow.
We don't need that. Look at that. Double Skull on hand, Orc Merchant picked up.
Anyways.
Going to town. Saying, yo, what up? We're going all the way here. Big pickup. And
Griffin does have 4 attack.
yeah, you have to ping it though again, so you run the spear into something.
You can run the spear into the Orc Merchant, Locust into the Berserker,
And clean the spear.
Griffin into the Berserker, Zigzor, if you assuming that's what you draw, into one of the 1/1s.
Yeah.
If it's not what you draw, then well,
Too bad. You might
Better
draw.
luck next
You
time.
might draw. Face stop.
ooh. Well, not with the Griffin. The Griffin draws Rush.
Oh,
Moves.
you mean the Griffin? I thought you this one. There he is.
Same, kind of a similar idea to what I said, except that he doesn't hit the Griffin into the dude, but the Zigzor instead,
You prefer the Zigzor,
leaving it at 1 health.
which is completely okay. Skull.
Yeah, I think it's Skull time.
Yeah, it's a lot of skull time for Cat. He's got infinite value on his hand. He's gonna draw. Saying that. Oh yes, dude, bring him in. You gotta love Demon Hunter. Bring them all in, says Cat. You have 3 cards on hand.
Yeah, but Diving Griffin can draw him Zigzor Prime potentially.
Good. And it should, and that will be huge. Is it time for a pig or a bear? Don't think so.
Yeah, I mean you could try. You're probably gonna play both anyways.
Yeah. There's a Zigzor.
Yep.
That's next turn. Oh.
It's the Wyvern.
Yuck. It's not. That's. Cancel the show. Cancel the show. That's bad. You wanted to see the pig. You want to see the bear.
I think there's an interesting point here to just run, yeah, the face and the Locust into the...
No,
You would have run the face into the sidekick. That was wrong. You should have run the face into the sidekick because it's a 2-attack Locust.
Yes. Oh, dude, Leok with the bad... Dude, bad luck Leok. Come on. Bad luck Leok.
Because
There we go.
that was a straight up misplay. Like, there was a lot of judgment calls
Oh, dude.
where we said we would have made it differently, and it should.
And you know what? That first marathon game takes your concentration out of the thing. It makes it so much harder to be a 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I only realized it right before the Locust came out, but I was like, dude, this Locust could have single-handedly killed the battlefield.
That's a point of damage right there, and you realize it too. Bad luck, Leok.
And it's a point of damage he might take every single turn. Damn near. Well, for a while at least.
For 1 turn.
I mean, he's not going to kill it next turn, probably. I mean, I guess with Zigzor. But then it's 1 more point of damage to face and to one of the Zigzors. And by the way, Boneshore Brawler plus Orc Merchant is a very good combination here.
It's true.
And you can still Shadowcaster.
I don't see how anything gets
Shadow
left alive when that Zigzor happens, though. Yeah, that Zigzor is filthy next turn.
Yeah, I know. I almost feel like you would have rather drawn the Zigzor with the Griffin and then drawn the Prime with the other one, though, because then you get the 2/2 stats on every single copy as well.
But maybe you have less rush minutes and you have beasts, so that's a bit more reliable. You got it, right?
Also, interesting choice of using the Shadow Weaver as the recipient of the Guardian Orc Merchant rather than the Boneshore Brawler.
I like it because it kills 2 Zigzors.
I mean, so does the Brawler.
Yeah, but maybe don't want to stick that around. Tough to play against this, though. The Zigzors are still there. Card drawage, but can Cat compete with this?
Looks pretty good.
Damage needs to happen. And fast.
I mean, he can definitely kill one of the Zigzors, or even the Leok.
4-2.
He could kill the Leok with Twin Slice and Chaos Strike, play the Satyr Overseer, and play one of the Brawlers to secure the board.
You know, it's all the damage that doesn't go face, right?
It is, yes. But, you know.
Yikes.
Also kind of protects your minions. Interesting point would also be to maybe find a way to mana burn this turn. Because, of course, Alex draws as possible now.
Yeah.
And
if
we know it's on hand.
We do that, though. Do you really care that much about Alex if you're setting up 2-turn lethal?
Wait, you're setting up 2-turn lethal?
Yeah, you're trying to win next turn. I think that's what you have to do, right?
But how?
Exactly. You're not gonna outlast Hunter.
Yeah, but you're not gonna push 16 damage in 2 burns, probably.
We put some now, we push some later.
I mean, yes!
Easy. Alchemist can do some of that. He'll do some of it. Understanding kind of what needs to happen, I think, is kid. And I wouldn't be too surprised if it was actually Rot Nest.
I was about to say, Rot Nest is not uninteresting here because it's gonna kill something of value, probably. And might be able to save one of your Zigzaors as well. Big ol' well possible, but if you don't draw what you want, it's rough.
Yeah. Also, big ol' weapon Robin is interesting. We're like the only tech card in Dragon Hunter. Like you have 29 or 28 or 29 cards, and then you decide whether you want to play Rot Nest or Big ol' Web, and that's the whole deck.
I don't think so.
That's pretty much it.
There's a decent degree of variance. There's a couple of other places where you can definitely make substitutions.
Dragon Hunter?
Yeah. I think with Rot Nest is more if you run Deadly Shot or Rot Nest, and I've seen people run both as well.
A Deadly Shot in Dragon is possible, yeah.
And yeah, I think now it's time to just...
Time to be altruistic. For a bit. Huh! Yeah.
I mean, obviously not gonna do the mana burn now. I don't know why he was picking that up. He was probably just hovering over it, but I think now it's stop hovering over the mana burn.
Ken knows what he's doing, chill. He knows what he's doing. But there's bad news looming for Ken in the form of a big old bronze dragon on the hand of lulnenko.
Ah, yes, the Nazari.
Mm-hmm. And the mana burn does not prevent that.
No, it does not.
Not that. Though a lot of damage is coming out, and he's gonna like that. Board is built, but this is gonna be, I think this might be
yeah,
game.
Twin Tyrant and Nazari are rough.
And Rot Nest. This is gonna be game. I mean, it has to be. That's just perfect pickup. How is it even possible? Good question. Everything goes. You're gonna be left with 0 board and with nothing to do. And man, dude, lulnenko outlasting the stuff, and he's winning this thing. And lulnenko, remind me if I'm wrong, going to his first ever AC Championship game.
I believe that is true.
Is that correct? If it's not correct, as in the comments, lulnenko, but I believe that is what's happening.
And
his
yeah,
Ken will be forced to resign this match.
I mean, no immediate lethal for lulnenko, but it's not like
there we go.
It's not like Ken is gonna find 30 more points of damage
Representing
while
the United State of Arizona. He will be facing in the finals either Asian PWE or Smiley Doggy, which is the next match that's coming up tomorrow.
And the last semifinals match.
And the last semifinals match. And then we're getting into the big guns. Then the good players start playing in the cap.
I see why you said that.
That it was a joke. The luckiest players so far start playing. Will be me versus Razvan and lulnenko now versus to be determined. So congratulations, lulnenko, you made it to the big leagues, and you are 1 game away from eternal glory. So thank you for watching the video. Drop a like on it, and I'm sure lulnenko will prep big time. She'll be happy with his performance today. And yeah, drop a like on the video like I mentioned, and we're gonna see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it.
That's it.